to find Elizabeth Warren. If she has presidential ambitions, this is going to be an issue. Why did you lie for 9 years in a law school director?
I simply make the point only that I'll call this out every time. We just don't know whether it was a lie or not. We just simply don't know. All right, on this case, what her family was and what her family, what she says. So just to be clear, but again, I'm not trying to litigate whether she is or isn't. It's about whether he did the right thing today. And I want to play for you, Congressman, because this is what this comes down to. As Van said, he sees it as inappropriate. The question is it racist? Is it a racial slur? As you heard the reporter question and as you heard Elizabeth Warren say. The president has made ethnic remarks before and racial remarks, playing off stereotypes, okay? We all know them. Let me just play a few of them. These are Mexicans, Jews, African Americans, and we'll start with Asian Americans.
When these people walk in the room, they don't say, "Oh, hello, how's the weather? It's so beautiful outside. Isn't it lovely? How are the Yankees doing? Oh, they're doing wonderful, great." They say, "We want deal."
Look at my African American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest?
You're not going to support me, even though you know I'm the best thing that could ever happen to Israel. Or you're not going to support me because I don't want your money. Isn't it crazy? When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And some, I assume, are good people.
Congressman, when it all adds up, is that all funny or is that racist? And I didn't even include the Muslim ban.
I don't think it's racist. And again, Elizabeth Warren has been calling him a racist for 3 or 4 years now. In fact, her exact quote was, "He's a thin-skinned racist." She's already played that card. And what traditionally happens in America, particularly for Republicans, particularly for white Republicans, anytime you're called a racist, you're supposed to go cower in your bunker and be afraid, "Oh, I don't want to be a racist." But those of us who grew up in integration, those of us who have been mixing and mingling with other races and other groups all our lives, we're not intimidated by that. And I think the president, coming from Queens, has been brought up in an international city. He's had lots of interaction with lots of different groups, and I just think he's not afraid to come out and talk in terms that I think some people are bothered by, but I don't think that makes him a racist.
Van, final word.
Well, listen, I don't want anybody to feel intimidated. If that's in his heart to say, it's in his heart to say. It's unfortunate, though, because if somebody came out and talked about white people the way he talks about these other groups, that person would be highly criticized, and rightfully so. You can't just go and call every group you want to, whatever you want to. And he always associates, by the way, unfortunately, non-white people with the worst in their group. So the Mexicans are rapists and the Muslims are terrorists. And you never hear him go and say anything kind about the people in those communities that are doing a good job. And when you put those two things together, I think he's an exceptional case. Are some people called racist who shouldn't be? Absolutely. But if he's not a racist, and if those comments are not racist, then the term has no meaning at all.
Van, he's not a racist. I think his style is what's offensive to you. But I can promise you he's not a racist.
We will leave this discussion there. Thank you. And next, chaos at a federal agency. Rival bosses in a showdown tonight over who is the top job. One of them just appointed by President Trump. The other